take me back to a place where
Hello guys, and welcome to my channel again. In today's video we are going to refresh my garden. I have a very small garden. My previous house where I lived before I came to this place, I have a garden which was even smaller than this one. And so when I bought this house and I realized, in fact, I have 2 times the size of the old garden, I said, why not? This is kind of better than the other one anyway. So this is almost like summer, between spring going to summer, so I want to refresh it and kind of make the garden look welcoming. And so come with me, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I plan to put platform on the surface so that when you sit down it will not be cold from the floor, like the pavement that is there. So just to raise it up a little bit, and also when it rains you don't get water going underneath the furniture. And I don't want to spend a lot on this whole project. I just want to create something simple, affordable, so that anyone else can do it just like I did. And so all these projects I'm going to do, I'm going to use pallets for them all. And so I hope you enjoyed today's video. So these are some of the tools that I bought for myself for my DIYs. This is a saw. This is to cut any big wood. I'll use this one. And if I need to cut anything smaller, I'll use this one. It has so many blades in it and sanders. So you might see me using some of them, maybe not all, but some. This project will need other tools too. So this is my toolbox, the box that I was given on my birthday. I laugh at it, but then it came handy. Anyway, so let's go outside. Here is where I'm going to do the decking at the other side on the left, very small space. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to carry all the pallets that I have gathered there. Those pallets have been there for a while, some of them almost over 8 months old, sitting there in the sun and the rain all about. Anyway, so just gathering all around and then clear the space, and going to lay my pallets down and see how I want them to be. Like, first of all, I wanted to like cover the whole surface the other side, but then I realized no, only that space should be enough, else the whole place will be full of like, you know, decking and all that. So yeah, just arranging them the way I want them to be and cover them all properly. So the other pallet that I'm going to put at the other side, I realized they are very short, so I'm going to put another layer of wood at the bottom before I continue. So these ones that I took off or I dismantle, I use one of my tools, metal. You might come across it in this video. I don't know if maybe I showed it anyway. So it was really easy for me to take it out, like take the pallet apart and all that. I'm going to use these pieces of wood for other things, so that's why I took them apart and I'm going to place them aside. So this is how I've arranged so far, and this is the one I'm talking about. I'm just measuring and seeing which side or how it's going to be like reach. So now I'm cutting off the excess one that is left. I use it to lift the pallet up. If you know what I'm talking about, yeah, you can see it showing at the bottom. I use it to lift the pallet up so that it will be like the same height with this one. Now they are all equal because that one was very short. Now they are all okay. I'm just cutting the other sides of the pallet. I have to like retake the tops one off in order to arrange them properly, because the spaces that were already on the pallet were not like good for me. They are very big spaces, and I want this decking to be like very small, tiny spaces, if you know what I mean, so that when you walk on it or you step, you don't feel like, you know, you're going to drop through or dropping things through it. So that's why I took the top ones off. Now I've finished with that. I'm arranging them, or I've arranged them already, and so I'm going to put my nails and nail them all down. I nail about 2 sides of each of them, and then some of them at the center. Those two that I know that they are not that strong, I nail the center too. So I finished that side. You see how clean that one looks? It looks really good actually when you see it from the top. This pallet decking look really good. It look really quality actually. And actually thinking about it, the wood is really good too. They are very thick, quality, heavy woods, and I'm so happy I got this. All these woods I'm using for my project are free. These pallets are free. I got it from one of the building merchants. It's called Blanchford. That's where I got them from. Very like, I just like this palette, the way they look, and I'm going to use them also for another project, like a chair outside and all that. As I'm saying, this summer and all the DIYs I'm going to be doing is like very affordable, girl. I'm not going to spend so much on it, if you know what I mean. Yeah, because I may decide to take it off maybe someday. So why will I waste all that money and go and buy fresh wood, which one of them asked for the price is about 16-18 pounds. Like, really, why will I spend all that much anyway? So this is how it's looking. You can see that the palette or the decking is like raised up, you can see that there is a space between them. So if the bottom wood is like going rotten or destroyed, like, you know, being damaged by water, it will still take a long time before you get to the top. And also I'm going to paint this whole thing, so it's going to be very like safe away from water. Also, when I finish painting, I'm thinking of using this kind of sealant that my partner showed me. It's kind of like prevent water from penetrating like into the wood or anything. That means it is going to protect this pallet, like this decking, for a long time. So that's a really good idea too. So just nailing them all together and making sure they are all good the way I want it. If you see the one at the left side, at the second one, you can see that it raised up a little bit. No problem. I'm going to sand them down anyway and then match it all together. And so just nailing all down and make sure everything is perfect and like as I want it to be and simple. I bought these nails too, and I'm using for this project. I did not have them before, so I have to buy them, about £3 or so, I think. Yep, this whole project is very, very cheap for me, really, because I did not spend anything at all. The only things that I'm going to be buying is the paint that I'm going to use for this work, which is also really cheap, and it's about 5 liters, so I'll use it for other projects. So it's really handy and really good, like value for money, all the things that I'm doing. I'm also thinking to paint you can see like some platform, like brick platform where the shed is sitting on. I'm going to paint that one too. I was also thinking of painting the side of the what am I saying, those kind of fences. Yeah, the fences poles there, I'm thinking to paint them like maybe black so that it will stand out from the fence itself, but I don't know yet. Anyway, so I'm using one of the pallets to cover the side. Some people do this kind of decking and they don't cover it. This one I want to cover it because if you cover it, it gives it that like shape of original, like, you know, proper decking. So when I finish, you know what I'm talking about. It makes it look very clean and nice. When you look at this left side of it, oh, that's the metal I'm talking about that I used to take my pallets apart. You can see some kind of like a heavy metal on the door there. Yeah, that's the one I used to take my pallets apart. And so I'm just nailing them all, those woods that I'm using to, like, you know, like a skeleton. Yeah, that's what I'm actually doing, like a skeleton to like cover up all the open ends so that, you know, you don't hurt yourself and all that, cover and make everything so clean. But then at the very small end of the decking, the skeleton, there you can see there is a tiny little space there on the left because that wood wasn't that long anyway. So it's all very done now, very clean, looking really sparkly. Like, I love this decking, how it's coming out. I'm going to show you the next result. I mean, this is part 1 of this video. Part 2 is coming, where I'm going to paint. I'm going to dig out some of the grasses around and decorate and put some stones and stuff. Girl, I'm going to do so many stuff for this decorating. And so this is how it looks now, or it is looking now. I wanted to leave it this looking natural wood, but then it will not give it any star really because everything there is already wood. So I'm going to paint them. This is how it looks from the bottom and from the side. I like this. I also couldn't take those ones off. That's why there is a bit more space there because it was difficult to take them off. So I said, why not? Let me just leave them there anyway. So this is how it is looking. Thank you so much for watching this part 1 of my decking making, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Watch out for the next one, guys.